4th of July, I guess.
Alright, come on, Keys, join the theme.
It's not up for me.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. There, it is.
Easter Day? You're good? Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. It makes me think something weird is going on. I don't remember what happened.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was... We already know what...
Oh, I shot this, right?
Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death.
See?
Wait, is there something I'm missing?
Cry about it then.
Taka's death, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in.
Okay, no, it was the... Yeah, I wanted to make sure I didn't remember.
So, regarding Taka's
I don't know what you just said.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps...
Keish, what did he just say?
I don't know either. He's so quiet.
I don't know what you mean.
Surely, you haven't forgotten of a mechanic.
I have. I am. I don't see anything. You talking about concentrating? I don't know, I'm not...
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was while Taka's death.
What mechanic am I forgetting about?
Taka came after. So...
No, that's just fast forwarding it.
We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say
Because of the number...
It's true that Hifumi while Taka...
Well, what is it? Oh. I don't remember what button that is either, actually.
His death
No, it's not square.
came from a swing of Justice Hammer.
Triangle shoot.
So it's
Hold it.
obvious Taka came after.
Okay.
Because
do I do...
it's flashback in parentheses.
I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What order? I mean, I think I grabbed the wrong thing, but I see what you mean.
Numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
If I die, then... Oh well. Just gonna go through it all again.
We already know what order they were killed
Fuck. I'm stupid. Well, cool. Dead.
What order? What order?
Well, what order? Dead. Yep.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh, that's actually really good.
Do I have to go back to the start, I'm guessing? Oh no, just this section. Okay. Can I grab any word? I forget. Or does it... Can I grab any
It has
word?
to be any yellow.
Okay.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
while Taka's death?
See? So it's obvious Taka
If I have to use this, then there's only two possible outcomes.
I wonder if he or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in.
Oh, got it.
No, it's wrong.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but
You're good.
in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
What's all the watches? Kingdom's Gambit. What? Oh, wristwatch. Wrist. Watch. I totally forget how this thing works. Wrists. How that? What? Wait.
Jason, you already had selected a W. Why did you shoot another one?
I thought I had to shoot them when they were red.
No, you can. The different colors just mean like if it's yellow, then you shoot it to orange, then red, then you can get it.
Yeah.
You already had the W.
I thought I needed two for wristwatch.
Mason.
No, I know. I didn't realize I had the first one down here.
It was the first letter that was given.
I didn't look. S. There we go. Yeah, I see that now. I see what you're saying. I thought it was just grab letters for some reason.
Wrist who?
Now I understand.
No.
I've got it. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Hey you, how long are you gonna keep us waiting? It's almost 10 o'clock, you know? Bedtime.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then
I
he was
think it's
killed
turn,
well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
True.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe. When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was
Oh,
out
you
in the
gotta be
equipment
kidding
room the
me.
whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway. In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said...
Could not have been gone for more than a minute or two. And so...
His body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
What?
The dead body moved on its own?
What?
No! Not another
Yeah, Mason. You heard her.
ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think
Occult
what she's
Research Club.
implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That... it isn't possible.
Yeah, no, it is.
Are you saying that when we first
I don't
found
think
Hifumi
that's
in
the right
nurse's
thing.
office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure that maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Damn it.
Shit!
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually...
No, if Hifumi was dead. And you know that. Surely you heard the body that Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No,
And
that's not
is
true,
why
because
the annou-
Are we really?
it never
Maybe the
said, it just said a
announcement
body
intended
was
to signal
discovered.
someone
No,
else's
it
discovery.
never said anything about him being dead.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually...
No. If Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body that Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Got it.
No, it's wrong! Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused
started
whether
following
the
me?
announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
Oh.
First of all,
Geo?
if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply
Geo
got lazy
Thomas.
and rolled
No,
them
there was
together
2.
into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
He has 2 posts. One from June 11th and the other from October 26, 2016.
say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered
Lazy
for the first
bum!
time. Which means, even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second time was when
Shoot!
Shoot. Yeah, I'm stupid.
We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies. It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This
No, he
whole
was.
thing is pointless.
There is. It's the fact that he cleaned off his glasses. Yeah.
He sounds so annoyed.
Well, here's one thing we do.
Who, me?
The
Yeah.
first time we found Hifumi's body,
It's like he
But
has to
I'm
clean up his
interested.
glasses.
and then,
Stupid.
well, me and Celeste, his body disappeared.
And the
Nope,
next
that's
time
not
we
it.
saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved,
Oh,
his
here we
body
go.
after being moved, other than the change in how it was
Nope.
positioned,
What?
Shoot!
well, here's one
Ooh,
thing.
cry
First
about
time
it.
we found him, and then his body
And the next time, it was in.
But when you compare his body other than the change in how it, there was no notable
Oh,
difference.
you bitch.
No,
I jumped the gun on it.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
He is such a big dude.
And I found the item he used
So
to
big.
wipe and clean in the nurse's office trash can.
What was it? It was...
I got it!
What's this one called?
It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot.
I wonder where he
One look at
gets
the
belts
bloodstain on
from.
the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera.
Oh, is that where he gets
right?
belts from Fortnite Sussy Balls,
Whose
right?
digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't
How did I
be
know?
caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Well, it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse.
Well, there is still one question. Why would he go all the way up there?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood
Joey.
for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
All the air is leaving your body.
You should go all out, so we just dumped it everywhere.
It's just like a balloon deflating.
Wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was
Stop.
still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
What?
Shoot! I got it!
Why?
It could only have been Hifumi.
Why?
We were all gathered in the nurse's office. We went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
Why?
That also
What?
explains how the
Hifumi?
door to the repository
Why would
got locked.
Hifumi move Taka's body?
No, but why?
The door was
It
locked.
doesn't make any sense.
well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository.
Oh, because he locked inside.
But
Okay.
when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
Oh, damn, I didn't...
And
Hifumi
it
was
could
alive at
only
that
have been
moment.
Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's
So
body
he
to the
killed
repository.
Taka.
So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case.
Yeah.
He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
But look at her smug smile. Bruh.
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
I have no idea.
He took
This-
the door!
This is the only thing I can think of. He took the note from him.
I got it!
Oh, I got it right. Cool.
You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes.
Hmm.
Pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait.
Sakura
this
is
one's a
now
little
Marge
different.
Simpson.
In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room
This
at 1 a.m.
girl!
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, The killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants!
That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, but still, can't let her get to me. Oh! Is it a rhythm? Is it a rhythm? No? Okay. Broken wristwatch. Hifumi. Probably the wristwatch?
Oh my.
Oh.
Huffy had the note, right?
How could you do this to me?
It was intended for. Must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter!
He asked me.
Yes, it does.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Gotcha.
That's when we did the 3 a.m. challenge.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time
Owie.
Taka was
I
murdered.
think me and the imposter need some
He'd
adult
already proven
time.
that using his wristwatch.
What? What do you mean? When you have a connection with the
There's more.
imposter, you
Look
will
where
know.
The note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where
I'm gonna
Taka
enjoy
was
this.
killed.
Just dragging this out.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless
Impressive.
hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right,
I didn't know you knew that much.
the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with
Trust
the note
me.
we found hidden
I
on
know.
Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap.
It's Celeste. It's Celeste.
Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew
Is
the
it?
note was important.
100%. It's gotta be.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Because she took the picture. She's the only one that saw the robot man, even though it wasn't there.
Seeing all this,
And she assisted
in
Hifumi.
fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The
I thought you were gonna go,
second discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't
True.
understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then...
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
I know what it is. It's the spotless hammer. Yeah, see? There it is.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
How do you only have one
Justice
thing?
Hammer 3
I don't know. I'm not using any skill
Justice
points.
Hammer 4.
Well, whatever it was...
Yep, she saw me take them off
there's
before.
one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
Damn it.
Shoot!
What was used? Was it just maybe Justice?
Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody... Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make it! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of
There
the
it is.
Justice Hammers.
No, it's wrong. The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been
Look at his
scrubbed
face. Look at his face just...
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used the hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that was the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
Uh-oh. Make my argument. Okay, it's gotta be one that you grab.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Damn it.
Based on the rule, even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is.
But that only really applies. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply...
Cool, got it.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful! How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now!
Why can't I pick dead people? Why is that an option?
Here's my answer.
Got it, knew it, let's go.
It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brain-fat, lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Yeah. Nobody actually saw the
behavior
dude.
they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Bro, what the?
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said? We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the
Again,
physics
one
lab,
of my like lower tier suspects was
it
the correct
time for her
answer.
partner to get to work.
Well, no, because I like think about it from the if Hifumi really was dead, no one physically could get him up like that fast except for her. That was literally my. I even said before, I don't think it's her, but only because of this fact, I'm gonna say it's her.
But then also, there was also evidence that only someone wearing the costume could have killed someone. At that point, that was a fact, and she wouldn't have been able to wear it. She's too big.
True.
It was to get
And it was a bad guess, but I really had no idea that he was
I
alive.
wouldn't say it's a bad guess. Everyone's got their own reasoning.
I always try to use like real life logic for these, and something.
Okay, you gotta stop doing that.
And something from left field just comes out, and I'm like, oh, so I was wrong. Yeah, although I was pretty my last chapter, I said Toko because I hate Toko, and then I said Mondo is my second guess. So, in the first chapter, I said screen time was like my third or fourth because he's a white shirt, not because I actually thought it was him.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. Did not imagine Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you
What
talking
are you
about?
talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
I remember remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
This makes sense, but what is he alluding to? Come on, man! Come on! No, okay, well, it's a grab.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
I don't know what to pick up.
They must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be positive. We are going to die.
Just like those guys died.
Oh, I got it. Wow, I'm getting really lucky with these.
That's right. There's no reason
buffering.
Celeste should have said,
there we go.
Just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took?
That is true.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Yashihiro was asleep.
Forgotten. You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Come on, Makoto.
I got it!
Oh.
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Oh shit. It's the rhythm one again, right? No? Oh, it's gotta be his message that he was asleep.
Dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Oh, it's gotta be... Oh, could it be this? I don't know. Kinda at a loss on this one.
You dressed me up in that... Then you just draped it. You tried to make me look...
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit, there's no way they could stand
My
up
best
straight
guess.
like that.
Oh.
Shoot!
Alright, what else we got?
Dressed me up in that suit after I passed
Well,
out.
just this costume? I guess that
Then you
doesn't
just draped
really
me
work.
across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
it's wrong.
Well, oh, because it couldn't bend.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
It totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it.
I know.
That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
What is she the ultimate of again? Easter egg. What is Celeste the ultimate of?
What do you mean, checkmate?
Okay.
Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying? When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hatakue!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh my god.
I'll burn you alive!
Oh my god.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Shoot!
Well,
Think back to how did he refer to each of us?
did he say people's last names?
Who, Taka?
No.
Oh.
Hifumi. Oh yeah, he said Mr.
That's right. Our last names. He called
I am
us all by our
Mr.
last
Name.
names.
Exactly. I I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name...
Oh, it's you, Mr. Naegi.
Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal.
Don't
he
talk.
must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
That's her last name, isn't it?
Do I?
Yeah.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Oh, it's time! Oh, no. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, e-handbook. We can see her name in that.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that...
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How many times can I? Celestia Ludenberg, goddammit!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict me...
Yes, we do.
That's the only truth
Oh,
there is, moron!
Hifumi he wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person...
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How many times?
Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan to go on?
I'm not pretending.
Celeste's voice actor also voices Tilly from Big City Greens.
That's the only truth there
I'm not kidding.
Hifumi he wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person...
I just looked up her English voice actor.
How long do you plan to...
I'm not pretending.
I was curious.
The truth. And since you have no way to contradict...
There we go.
Tilly.
No, that's wrong. That's it! The handbook!
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
Oh, that's an old flashback. Play your name. Make sure it's the right one.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because...
Yo.
Because...
Yasuhiro's voice actor also played the one hooded guy from Prison School.
Fine then.
Yeah.
Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again.
Nezu.
From the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Alright, this is gonna take a long time. Wait, isn't this the picture from, like, chapter 2? It is.
Look at Hifumi.
Look at his face, dude! I have no idea what's first
like,
here. They start talking. What happens first? What do they start talking about? This is from chapter 1.
What? No.
I have no idea what goes here.
Clearly.
What goes here first?
We see the culprit and Hifumi talking. Then he pulls out the crystal ball.
Bro, what is this first one though? Could it just be this? I feel like that's too basic though. I think. I really don't know in this one.
You could try going from the end, just looking at like what you have.
True.
Because there's definitely some like, oh, this one obviously goes here.
All right, let's see. At the end. Yeah, again. Oh, well, I guess it would be that, right? So we're cleaning that up.
Oh my God! Look at the last page, the top right.
Last page, top right. I like the one. I like the one of him spinning in blood. Yeah, really.
I love Hifumi.
Oh, this is wrong. This goes there. He checks his watch. And then just his hammer.
If you had the timer on, you'd have like 40 minutes.
Probably. So he slathers himself in blood. Justice Hammer 3. I'm pretty sure that first one is wrong.
Before anything.
No? Wow, okay, cool.
Hifumi, with an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
That's fine. That's fine. At least we are on to the next page. That is all that matters.
The killer is you!
Nope. I really have no idea what this second one is.
The killer is you!
Let me just take the L. Yeah, get my hearts back.
Ooh.
I refuse to give up yet!
Yeah, let me get my hearts back. Okay, let's see. So we know for 100% that this one goes here. What else do we know? I remember seeing this one. This one goes there. What does this crystal ball mean? What? Very confused. Yep. I mean, I don't care. I'm fine with either team, really. Nice. Wait, this watch says that's 6, right? That's what that says? That's
no,
6.
that watch does not say 6 o'clock.
What does that say?
Oh, I thought I was on the different clock. You're looking at the wristwatch.
Yeah, the wristwatch says 6, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's not right. What goes there? I do not know. That definitely says like 6 something. That is definitely pointed at 6. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's pointing all the way down. Yes, it is. Keish, what is he? I can't hear him. What is he saying? So 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that definitely is pointing to 6, like 6:05. That's definitely what that's pointing to.